What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and we're going to be closing out Week 5 of the NFL 2020 season with the Tuesday game, which is very, very rare, but we're in new conditions, so the games have to be played. If you guys are watching this on GmiasWorldPodcast on YouTube, you're going to see the visual picture. Otherwise, you're going to see the thumbnail if you're, listening to it on a podcast. Pretty much what happens is, Derrick Henry stiff arms Josh Norman into a scissor kick animation from Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat, and it becomes a viral meme. And people just couldn't believe that Josh Norman is actually still playing football. As myself, he hasn't been the same since he left the Panthers. In my opinion, he sucked for a while. I don't know what he's doing and why you're scissor kicking in an NFL game, but somebody needs to tell him, dude, when Derrick Henry is coming downhill, just go for the legs and lay down, and whatever happens, happens. It's a very, very big dude, and you are an idiot, sir, for trying to scissor kick him. Because now, no matter what happens, that's what's going to be part of your legacy. You're Liu Kang. Now, getting into the game right now, you're going to go ahead. We're going to take a look at the Titans as they absolutely crushed the Bills. Now, I didn't see this coming because I thought the Bills were a relatively good team on both sides of the football. As I told you guys before, I really love myself some Josh Norman. I wasn't, looking at it like, oh my God, Tannehill about to go out there and do whatever. Even though he only had 195 yards, he had 3 touchdowns. Jonnu Smith came out, did what he had to do. A.J. Brown, he had 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry had a rather pedestrian day as far as yardage, but he had 2 TDs. And those runs that he had, he's not getting the same type of runs that he had, obviously, a year before. Because people are prepared more for the run. And I try to I point out as much as I can from year to year because the NFL is a copycat league. And people saw how you lock up Derrick Henry. And I don't want to say lock up because, he's going to break some runs, but holding him to those type of yardage, 57 yards, it shouldn't have been a 42, it shouldn't have been the way that it was. The way that the blowout happened, it was more about the Tennessee Titans defense than anything else. Okay, they were able to completely just lock up the Bills offense. And we're going to get to their stat line in a second, but I just want to go ahead and, pretty much point out the fact that the Titans are 4-0. So, they made a super run last year, and a lot of people were like, this team is not going to be back here. They're not that good. They suck. And they're right there right now. So I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people had issue with Tannehill getting the money. Why they're giving him the money, stuff like that. You know what it is? He's a guy that he's not going to go above and beyond, but he's going to get the job done in most cases. He has the potential of doing that superstar play, which is why I can't call him a game manager, because when you start to think that that's what he is, he'll just drop back and throw a pass for 60 yards and GG's in the chat. So he has that capability. So I can't really go that hard on him. A lot of people remember him as a Miami Dolphin when they sucked. And it's like, all right, cool, this guy right here, he's not going to really be able to do anything. And some people say, he's more of like a Teddy Bridgewater game manager. I can't say that. I think Tannehill is better. I think he's a guy that can make that big play when it's needed. He's not just a guy that's going to throw an out route, secure plays, and then, that's pretty much it for the game. Like, just come out for the third down, make a safe throw. He can actually air the ball out. And that's what people don't seem to understand. And as the season progresses, we really need to pay attention to the Titans. Like I told you guys this last year, the 49ers would not make the playoffs, but the Titans would be dangerous. It's because the Super Bowl loser in the history of the game, that's usually what happens. So now we're seeing exactly what I said. The 49ers don't look like they're going to be able to do much. And then you have, a Titans team that upset the Ravens in the playoffs when nobody really expected that to happen. And now we're seeing it all over again. So, going through the rest of everything that happened within, Derrick Henry's year last year, he shocked a lot of people because he's so big and he's running that fast. It's not much that you can do once he gets to the second level. So if they continue to allow him to do whatever he wants, that's going to be a major problem because you just can't let him do that. And as, the defenses get better, I thought the Bills defense would be able to do, a little bit more, but you have to understand, you can't really have a lot of corners out there. And that's what I didn't understand a lot of what the Bills were doing, because they put Josh Norman in that situation. You have to put more linebackers out on the field depending on the sets that come out. And what happens is when Derrick Henry is a part of a lot of these different offensive, different type of sets, it confuses a defensive coordinator, because if he breaks the second level, they don't have like a Jamal Adams. They don't have a big hitter type guy that can put him on the ground the right way. So, those type of things are very, very important. You have to understand that you need those big bodies out there. And then, when you have a corner like Josh Norman, he's running around like he did the same thing to Earl Thomas. And then now Earl Thomas, I don't even know what's going on with him. Nobody wants to really pick him up. He's not really having a pretty good offseason because nobody's really interested in going ahead and grabbing him. So that's pretty much what's going to happen with Josh Norman. I wouldn't be surprised if he's no longer on the team, going forward, because those type of things, you have to at least get down and make a tackle toward the legs. He didn't do that, and we saw the result of that situation. So, Josh Allen, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions is not going to get it done. You can't turn the ball over against a team that wants to control the clock and is thrown to their tight ends and trying to develop the run game. Everything that they did as a Bills football team was like the old-fashioned Bills. Stephon Diggs, a lot of you guys thought when, coming over from the Vikings, oh my God, him and Josh Allen, big arm. Bro, he had 106 yards. He had 16 targets though. He caught 10. Cole Beasley, 6 targets, 6 receptions, 53 yards. Gabriel Davis, 58 yards, 5 receptions, 9 targets. It wasn't what we thought it would be. Yeldon didn't really get it done. So there's a lot of things going on here. The Bills are going to win the AFC East more than likely, especially with everything going on with the Patriots and their organization. It's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if they've had any positive tests over the last couple of days, but there's been a lot of issues. So we're going to have to see how that works out, because that's also going to be a determining factor of the health of the team. So we need to sit back and just understand, I still believe the Bills are going to win this division. It's just that I expected more from them in a showdown like this. And again, we'll start to see a little bit more, but Josh Allen will continue to progress. He'll continue to get better. I'm not really overly concerned because the Titans is a good defensive team. Like I said, they locked up Lamar Jackson last year. They locked him up in the playoffs, bro. They know how to play smash mouth football. Okay, so you can't also turn the ball over, because now you and their moms, like, it's a party. Like, dude, you cannot do that. And that's pretty much a lot of what we saw yesterday. Very, very, it was a major blowout. Dudes got dominated accordingly. And, at the end of the day, a viral meme was created. It made us smile in a time that it's very hard to smile. So that was good for us. Not that good for Josh Norman, but very, very good for us watching it, because the dude can scissor kick like nobody else. I was going to say Chung Lee, but it wasn't like an upright kick. It was like a sideways one. So that's why I went with Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Enjoy your day. One love, y'all.